Hello everyone. In this video we'll solve question 61 to question 65 from chapter 1 making measurements. Question 61. Four hollow glass spheres P, Q, R and S each have mass of 72 gram. Their volumes are given in the table. Which sphere sink in a liquid of density 0.9 gram per cm cube? To determine this, we need to know what's the density of each of these glass spheres. If I take volume as 55, the density of P will be the mass of P divided by the volume of P. Mass of P is constant. So 72 divided by 55. Let's use our calculator for this. divided by 55. This will be 1.309. We can call it 1.31. So the density of object P is 1.31 gram per cm cube. Similarly, let's find out density of object Q, then density of object R and density of object S. Density of object Q will be 72 over 65. 72 divided by 65, that's 1.107. We can write it as 1.11 gram per cm cube. Density of object R will be 72 divided by 75, that's 0.96. So 0.96 gram per cm cube. Density of object S will be 72 divided by 85, that's 0.85. gram per cm cube. So which spheres sink in a liquid of density 0.9 gram? So any sphere with a density larger than 0.9 gram per cm cube will sink. So here object P, object Q and object R all have densities greater than 0.9 gram per cm cube. So all these three will sink. So the correct answer is option A. Question 62. The diagram shows four solid blocks with their dimensions and masses. Which block has the greatest density? So in order to find density, we need mass and we need volume. Mass and volume. Mass is given to us. We know the height and cross-sectional area of the objects. Volume is given by height times cross-sectional area. So here volume is height times the area. So density can be written as mass by volume for each of them. Let's write down what's the volume of each of these objects. So here volume of object A will be equal to 10 times 2, which is 20 cm cube, and density of object A will be equal to 14 divided by 20. For this we'll use our calculator. So this will be 0.7. So density of object A is 0.7 gram per cm cube. Let's find out volume of object B. Volume of object B is 20 times 2, that's 40 cm cube. Density of object B will be equal to 48 gram by 40 cm cube. 48 divided by 40, that's 1.2 gram per cm cube. This is 1.2 gram per cm cube. Now volume of object C is 10 times 2, so it is 20 cm cube. Density of object C will be 54 divided by 20. This will be 2.7 gram per cm cube. Density of, first let's find out volume of object D. So it's 20 times 2, that's 40 cm cube. Density of object D will be 68 by 40. 68 divided by 40 is 1.7. So here it's 1.7 gram per cm cube. Out of these four, we have to select an object with the greatest density. That would be object C. So C is the correct answer. Question 63. A metal has density of 8.0 gram per cm cube. A solid cube of mass 1 kg is made from this metal. How long is each side of the cube? So we have to determine what's the volume of the cube. Later we can find out what is the side of length of each side. You know, density is mass by volume, or volume can be written as mass over density. Now here let's look at the units of density and units of mass. The density is written in terms of gram per cm cube, whereas the mass is given in terms of kg. So let's convert this kg into grams. So 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. This will be 1000 divided by density is 8.0. Let's use our calculators to determine this. Thousand over 8, it's 125. 125 cm cube is the volume of the object. So 125 cm cube is the volume of the cube. We know that volume is nothing but side cube, or if I take A as length of each side, you can write as A cube or L cube, or length of each side can be written as cube root of volume, or volume to the power 1 by 3. So here if I want to find cube root of volume, I'm not sure how to find it in this calculator, so I'll try out something like 125 to the power, so where are the brackets? Yeah, here, 1 by 3. Hopefully this works. Okay, so it is 5. So you know that 5 cube is 125, so it is cube root of 125, and this will give us 5 centimeter. So the length of each side of the cube will be 5 centimeters. Correct answer is option C. Question 64. A solid ball has a volume of 4.0 cm cube. The density of the ball is 1.6 gram per cm cube. What is the mass of the ball? The question is pretty straightforward. We know the formula: density equals mass by volume. If I use mass as a subject, mass is density times volume. This will be 1.6 times 4. So 1.6 times 4 is 6.4. So this will be, mass will be equal to 6.4 grams. That's option D. Let's look at the last question. X, Y, and Z are three regularly shaped solid objects. Their dimensions and masses are shown in the diagram. So we have an electronic balance which shows the mass, and we have the dimensions of the objects given here. Which objects have the same density? To find the density, we need to find what's the mass and what's the volume. Mass is given to us here. So we just have to determine what's the volume of this substance. So here, volume is length times breadth times height. So volume of object X will be 10 times 5 times 2. Here 10 times 5 times 2, that's 100. So volume is 100 cm cube. Let's write down the density of X. Density of X is mass over volume. So 200 divided by 100. This is 2 gram per cm cube. Let's write down this as 2 gram per cm cube. That's the density of object X. Next, let's find out what is the volume of object Y. Volume of object Y is 6 times 4 times 3. This is 72 cm cube. Density of object Y will be 200 divided by 72. It's 2.78 gram per cm cube. Let's work out for density of object Z. So let's find out what is the volume of object Z. Volume of object the volume of object Z is 25 times 1 times 1, which is just 25 cm cube. Density of object Z is 50 divided by 25, which is 2 gram per cm cube. Upon comparison of all these three objects, object X and object Z have the same density. So the correct answer is option C, object X and Z only.